Freedom Fighters, I'm coming back at you with another one. Wasn't too sure I was going to be able to make this video today because I had that root canal on Friday and wasn't sure how that was going to go. And it didn't go great. But I guess it didn't go really bad either. It was just, somewhere in between, which is kind of like the story of my life. So I got to reschedule, get a follow up appointment and kind of see what the next step is going to be with that. But yeah, I didn't really have a topic planned for today, but I did see a comment by Freedom Inc. And I can't remember exactly what it was talking about, but he made a comment actually like a week or two ago talking about some kind of tracking service or something they were doing. And then he recently said something about IDs, and I wrongly said that they're now forcing people to get real IDs. He said, no, you don't. And I reread because I got something in the mail that was saying like you had to get a real ID. I read that wrong, but I went back and reread it, and it says you only need a real ID if you're going to be flying or you're entering, I believe, like clearance, not even high clearance, like government buildings or something. Um, so I do neither, but I was saying that, limiting travel is just the first step, for the social credit score, the Chinese system already where to board a plane, a train, a bus, or, get a taxi cab or whatever. Your score is going to see who could travel or whatnot. But this kind of, opened up another thing I was thinking about, about AI and all this stuff going on. And I've been thinking for a while, like, AI knows we're at war. And we've all been messing around with AI. I mean, I saw Kaz, the Italian hillbilly, recently put out, he's doing a series of like a zombie story. But the all the open source AI stuff we've all been messing with, and all that stuff, by the way, is just civilian grade, basically garbage. What they let out there in the public for free is just probably not even a tenth of what the government and military has. So, I've been messing around with Chat GPT for a while, some of these other open source programs. Now you got Grok on X and, stuff like that. And I've asked the AI, like, are we in a civil war? How close is America towards a revolution or a civil war and stuff like that? And it's kind of always given a roundabout answer that like, oh, the United States has saw periods of civil unrest after, the election and stuff like that, and there are culture war issues and stuff like that, but it hasn't said like, oh yeah, there's a civil war revolution imminent. um which I also wanted to make a video talking about the differences between those two, or if there is even a difference, but that's going to be for another video. I've been thinking about that topic for a while. But if that's what the open source AI says, believe me, the government and the military is why I think they're making the moves that they're moving or they're making, because they know like war is on the precipice. So again, they want to avoid the war that targets them, so they want to start a war, going overseas. And Google has been logging searches for a long time. When you find out those trending things and stuff like that, and all the social media, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff, that's how they get trending topics, because they're logging the searches. And I've been seeing one of the searches that were popping up was people were typing in how to find friends and like loneliness and stuff like that, and suicide searches has been going up, and all this stuff. People are like, I can't trust my friend, or relationship problems, I can't trust my neighbor, whatever. And all these things, those searches are indications of civilization falling apart. Um, but AI, man, it's dangerous as hell, especially in the wrong hands. And I was reading this article the other day called Operation Cobwebs, and a certain country there in the Middle East, the Israel use this program, Cobwebs, on the Palestinians to build a profile of people that were likely to resist. And basically, it says, okay, Muhammad is talking to Abubakar and Ahmed and Muhammad, oh, they went and bought gas or fertilizer, and then Muhammad went and bought some pipes and, this and that, and they're anti, government or anti these people, and they attach them together and make profiles of people who are, likely to resist and go after them. And then there's reports that China got a hold of this, or they have their own form of system or something, and said that it was possibility to be is being used in America. Um, Definitely look into that. I can't remember the specifics of that article or anything, but look into Operation Cobwebs, um, and see what the China's version is, if they're being used here or whatnot. But don't for a second think that it's not being used here. Um, and they have what was the other one? It was called the Lavender Program, and again that was used on the Palestinians as a guinea pig. Um, and that was they were sending drones out, I think, based on the profiles. And you remember Biden drone striked a family of 7, just threw a missile right into this minivan full of, I think it was a father and his 6 kids, and just obliterated them. And was that, I can't remember if that was on the Lavender Program or whatnot, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about here, you know where I'm going. Like, the Minority Report is already here. People always talk about it as something, 1984, kind of like it's coming down, the pipe. It's, some futuristic thing. And I talked before about Dan Bongino saying the police state is already here, and now he's second in command, deputy director of the FBI. So again, I hope that these people go in there and dismantle the system and all that, but I don't think so, man. It's all theater, it's all a game. You already know how I feel about it. And even if they go in there with good intentions at first, they end up becoming a part of the system. Like I said, they don't want to dismantle these organizations. They want to be in them. They want to hold the ring of power. They want to become a part of them, and they just don't want to hand it over. But I mean, that's how it goes, man. And then Cigna, I think I talked about this. Insurance company got caught declining claims via AI. So they're like, they don't have time to hire people and visually look through the paperwork. They're just scanning your information. Oh, I have a broken leg. Oh, I got this cut, or my joints ache. I have rheumatoid arthritis, and, this and that, whatever. And they're just scanning all through, and the AI is just going, nope, 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 nope. We can't have that. Um, and again, this stuff is being used in more nefarious purposes. Coleon Noir did a video on that. That AI was being, I can't remember if he said it was being used or had the potential to be used for AI warrants and, red flag laws and stuff like that. So believe me, all that stuff is getting put together in a database. And Canadian Prepper have talked before about Chairman Mao once had a when he got into power, he started this free speech campaign that was like, you're free now, and the righteous, the good government is in place, and you have free speech and all this, which is kind of what you're seeing now with X and everything, right? And what I say is that a controlled opposition, make you feel like, oh, we've won, and we have a platform, and now we can speak. And except for back then, it was all just word of mouth. It was at the bar, right? It was on the street, and in your home. You're like, oh, we can speak out now. And then what they did was they had people, plants and insiders at these places listening, and they're like, oh, Mr. Nguyen is a defector. Chan is a defector. He's going to resist. He doesn't like the way things are going. I heard him talk about it. So, again, with X and all this stuff, um, and AI, you better believe Google, all this stuff, they're logging all the information right here on YouTube. Like I said, I know, man. Again, I'm not worried about being on the list. I know I'm on the list, right? If you're not on the list by now, you're you're just a subservient. You're the slave class. You are truly the slave class. And AI is running all these scenarios, and they know who the people who are going to be good little sheep and do as they're told, and the people who ain't having that. And again, like I said, the stuff we have is totally different, government level. MIT has been running uh, scenarios and stuff for a while. I think I talked about that before, where they said, the fall of civilization is coming. MIT has warned people about like nuclear war and World War III and all these different things. And I don't know if you ever just like ran like I've played Age of Empires. I'm pretty sure I even linked a video of me playing that one time. But sometimes like you go off to work or something. Have you ever just put all the teams on computer and just let them run it out? Some of those games are like 6 or 8 hours long. So you just come back and you're like, oh, the Imperial Empire, whatever, the Byzantines won, or the Mongols won that match. That's pretty crazy. MIT is running scenarios of Russia and Iran and China and all World War III. They're running scenarios of the populace being upset, civil unrest and civil war kicking off, all this stuff, and they know what's coming, man. They have an idea of what's going up, and how it's going down. And we've already seen the feds, the videos showing up of FRT triggers, and even just free speech. I forget, recently there was one guy, I think it was the Douglas Mackey, who got arrested for the Clinton meme. There was another video just the other day I saw about someone making fun of a politician. It was like a Twitter account that was going against the mayor of Baltimore or something like that, and they arrested him. And he's like, I have the free speech. I could say what I want. And it wasn't like violent or anything either. It was just literally like being a critic of the mayor or the governor, I believe. But yeah, we've seen the Fed show up. I remember a while back they showed up to some Muslims lady's house that was talking about the Palestinian thing, and a lot of people on our side were like, "Yeah, get those, T words out of here and all that." And I said, you fail to see how one day it's going to be used for you. That's why I'm like, yeah, I might not agree with that lady and her comments, but I agree for free speech. You're allowed to say what you want, and and I go back to one of the Vivek's saying in interviews where he's like, we keep waiting. All this stuff is going to get out of hand. You've seen the video I did before called this technology isn't cool. And it's like, where it's headed is Terminator. We're going to go to Terminator. And there's this one great meme that has like a robot pointing at the computer or something. The guy's looking at it and he's like, this is my, robot telling me the meme that I'm scheduled for execution for. And that's where we're headed, man. They're going to let this loose they've already got your profile, all that. They know who you are. They're going to build the AI robots, the chip in the brain or the hand, the mark of the beast. You're all going to be tracked. They're going to send their AI drone robots out to get you, and we're living in the dystopia. It's cyberpunk. It's whatever you want to call it, 1984, man. But let me know what you think. As always, you know what it is, man. We are on our own. Nobody's coming to save us. Only God can save you. So get right with God. Freedom Fighters out.